Hello?
Testing.
All right. I'm going to try this again. Just take it from the... I'm just going to take the whole thing from the top.
Oh no, yeah, I can hear it now. Getting an echo.
There is a world beyond possibility. A place wider than sight, where creatures beyond the mortal ken exist, thrive, fight, and grow. A world where 5 young Digidestined have entered, and along with their very best friends, they hope to save both this world and ours. Hello, friends, and welcome back after a very long delay to another episode of With the Will, our Digimon-flavored Animon story campaign. I'm your host for the duration of the stream today, Young Foxy, and I have with me a table of industrious, incomparable, and incredible storytellers who can tell you who they are a lot better than I can. So please, in the order that I call you out, please let the internet know who you are, who you're playing this evening, and answer the following question. What are you most afraid to be? Let's start.
Or my character.
Let's go your character. Let's we won't have to get that meta just yet.
Cool, because I was a little like, wait a minute. I just had therapy here. I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, no, we'll slow that one down. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm easy on that one. Let's start. See, it's funny. I don't have to overlay. I just gotta pick somebody at random. Let's go you first. Gonna start over at, I don't know where they are in your overlay, but over somewhere in the overlay with the incomparable and currently out of focus, Jan Akers.
Hello. I'm out of focus.
As he fades back into the camera, making his appearance known.
Okay. That shouldn't be out of focus.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good now.
Yeah, I'm Jay Akers, and I am playing Scarlet Goliath, and the What was the exact question?
That was my own question.
What are you most afraid to be?
There it is. Thanks. I just blanked on my own
exact
question.
phrasing.
It's that, yes.
What am I most afraid to be? You know, I think Scarlet, the thing that Scarlet would most be afraid to be would be her father. And there's many ways that answer could be interpreted. Yes. But I'm not gonna clarify.
We'll leave that as ominous follow-up for the audience. Well, taking that one in, we're gonna swing to another random person who I'll pick because I can't see the overlay. Let's go over and do the ever incredible and always wholesome and never short for a poop joke, Corndog McGraw.
Me, Corndog McGraw. I am playing Isabella Fuchs, one of a 2-part sibling duo. And Isabella is probably most afraid of being or of becoming someone that's cruel or someone that would bully their brother or bully her brother in a way that like would upset them more so than just being like go to Healer 429 in chat. I'm really bad at healing, but so are you. There's a different level. She wouldn't want to be that cruel or a big bully to the people around her or in general.
Second impression answer. Y'all are good at this. I'm gonna keep that one there close. Let's just keep doing this random thing. I'm fucking with it. It's going really fun. I'm gonna keep calling all y'all incomparable because that's the word I'm liking today a lot. But person who I think really encapsulates what we create as a community in the way that their brain operates and the way that the creative spirit flows through the things that they do. It's Legendary Vermin, friends.
Whoa! Hey, I'm Legendary Vermin. And tonight I'm playing Artie Bucks. The brother to Isabella. The telling and appropriate answer is Artie is really afraid to be true to himself.
Once again, a prescient answer. I wonder if we'll deal with that today. Ominous, no, of course we won't. Ominous answers aside, we got two left to introduce. Let's swing next over to Neon Lights longstanding member, fellow org staff, community associate, and the person who keeps our Twitch all organized, bot friendly, and loser free. Hello, Spree.
Complain to me if the bots break. Hello everyone, I'm back again in, well, one consistent campaign Foxy has roped me into.
For now.
Ooh, but yes. What is Fire most afraid? Being left behind and forgotten.
I wonder if that's also pressure. Yeah, kinda is. Yeah, no, yeah. And last, but anything but least, of course, we come to, I guess at this point they also are Neon Lights mainstay. This is like their third, fourth campaign with us at this point. They're kind of just a regular here. I don't know, numbers are hard. If you don't know who this person is, then you're just not around on the internet enough, and you should work on that. Hi, Glaza, how are you?
Hey, hi. I am Glyza. I go by they, them. I am a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host, a writer, variety streamer, a talk show host, newly appointed director of philanthropy over at TTRPG, as well as a new partner on the Gremlin Collective. But today, I am in front of you as a TTRPG personality. Today, I will be playing Kian. And the thing that Kian is most afraid of is not living up to their full potential as expected by their parents. That is the thing that Kian is most afraid of, which coincidentally is the thing that I'm most afraid of. So I'm just playing myself here.
Was afraid of it, then it kind of happened, and I was like,
that.
Yeah, no, what? Surrogating yourself and your own traumas into your tabletop RPG character? Never happened before. Not on Neon Lights Roleplay. Never happened.
Ever used their own experience to build a character?
Never once. It's not happened. It's not a thing we do.
Not allowed.
That's why this is a D&D only channel.
Alright,
There was a millisecond where my brain broke, and I was like, "Oh, we're not playing D&D." And then I was like, "Oh, that's why I play the dummies. That's why I play the himbos and bimbos. Like, I'm just
The herbos?
I'm just doing my part."
The himbos, the bimbos, the herbos, and the verbos.
Who even knows what's going on? Not me.
Not the card. Never mind.
Never change.
Whatever. Okay, the point is, so those are our 5 awesome people who are here. As you can tell, it's going to be a bit of a night, but we're going to ride through it together as a unit and find out what's happening with our 5 lovely Digi-Destined. Before we run into that, though, I have to make an important little announcement. In case you somehow were one of the 7 people who didn't know this because of how much I've yelled about it on Twitter, it's Black History Month. And here on Neon Lights Roleplay, that means we are doing every single thing that we can to uplift, support, and put money in the hands of Black voices. And that means specifically every week this month, we are doing a charity marathon, which means that each week we'll have a different charity up. We'll raise money. And at $100 total, we will match that donation for a personally from the org amount. We, of course, are taking more donations than that, but we are raising money there. It's important to note because this week's charity is a group called Black Women in Motion. Toronto-based charity focused on helping Black women from any and all walk of life survive, move through, and avoid the traumas of sexual assault and violence. We were raising $100 Canadian for them this week and have already passed that goal. That does not mean we are not taking more donations, though. So please, whenever you see that charity dropping down in chat, please go over ahead and give them some love. It would mean the most to us and mean that we can help put money in the hands of those who need it this month. It would mean a lot to me personally, speaking as a Black voice in this community. And that's all I got to say about that. So hold that close as we pass forward into a nice little session recap. Last episode found you all battling a Skull Greymon, a massive, corrupted digital force, an ultimate level, far beyond anything even your champions are capable of. And the fight was tough, perilous, but you came out on top, combining your powers together and forcing him down in the end. And as he collapsed, his hand falling through a hole in the temple wall, you all conveniently found yourselves in a room covered in markings, hieroglyphs, telling a story. Seemingly, the story of this prophecy you've all been chasing for so long. You all took time to understand and learn, figure out more at what that just might mean. 8, becoming 5, becoming 1, becoming 5, becoming many. It's all right there. You feel it. Before you could really delve too far into that, something in that mural sent our dear Artie into a bit of a fit and off on his own. I was using this fit. Ew.
It's not unfair.
Listen, I have to be a little bit mean to Artie sometimes, all right? Regardless, those who won't be mean to Artie include the likes of his partner Jellymon, their friend Fire, and their partner Renamon, who all slowly afterwards walked / waddled / sauntered their ways after their friend, while the rest decided to hang out in this temple room for a while and maybe get some rest or just figure things out for a while. That pretty much sets up exactly where we are. And this is where I'm going to reveal that I have basically done almost no prep for today and ask you guys, where do we go first? Shall we revisit the temple, check in with our group of 3? Or do we start off nice and strong with our walkaways?
Walkaways.
Yeah, I was gonna
One for
say.
walkaways.
We can't leave the cliffhanger.
I was gonna say. I think
battle.
the camera last left us on the folks in the temple room getting ready to camp there. How much liberty, Foxy, do I have to play with the inside of this place?
As much as you want. It's a Foxy campaign. It's your world. Love, have fun.
I love to hear this.
Oh, no.
So having the camera like shows us Artie kind of descending into this nonsense looking temple space where we're in a big kind of square shaped room, and it's, you know, maybe 150 feet across, and there's a staircase going down and down and down along all the walls, and there are more of these patterns of characters like we see in old structures in Digimon, some of which might be stories, others of which might be murals. And Artie is just kind of fuming and walking down and down and down until he gets to one of the corners of the room where there's, you know, a small, maybe like 4 foot by 4 foot landing. There's some stones on this landing, and he kicks one of them into the center of the room where there's just a long, long fall down to who knows what.
Sounds like a one. Yeah, you know? Okay, yeah, this works perfectly, actually. Yeah. So this works perfectly. So, Artie, you find yourself in this space. The light of the off night the star cycle, or I guess the night cycle, with the starlight barely only creeping in the slightest rays into this place. It is dark, but not unable to be seen through. You find yourself alone in the quiet, able to sit. I'd wager it's up to you whether or not you can hear the footsteps behind you, but you wager you have at least a few minutes to yourself to just sit before anything else happens.
Yeah, I don't think Artie hears anything, but what he'll do is he'll kind of plop himself on the corner with his legs hanging over into the abyss below. And he'll pull something from his pocket and kind of look at it. And clearly, like, if it's in his pocket, it's been here the whole time. But what it is a small flower charm bracelet that, I don't know if you've ever had like an elastic bracelet that's been around too long, where like only the cloth bits of the elastic that it used to have are still intact, and there's like chunks of rubber falling out of it. The beads have scratched against each other, and there's not like a clean one in the bunch, and it's overstretched, but clearly it's something that Artie has like kept with him for a long time, and he kind of runs it over his fingers in a manner not quite like a rosary. I think also we get a flashback at this moment of, if this is okay, Isabella. When Artie and Isabella were really little, they were hanging out and they were playing with some of Isabella's toys, and there was a bracelet making set. And they made each other these bracelets. And, you know, Artie gave one to Isabella, Isabella gave one to Artie. And I think before the flashback ends, we see Artie putting it on and smiling really big and hugging his sister. And that's where that cuts.
Yeah, so there's a space of silence, obviously, for you, Artie, as you're holding this object, taking it in. And as a reminder, for those who weren't there present for last episode, the thing that made Artie storm off was that in that panel in which 5 people were holding hands, on a wrist that very clearly wasn't Isabella's, there was that bracelet. And while Artie didn't say anything about it to any of you, it just stormed off. There is that lingering memory, that feeling like yeah, that's what's supposed to happen, or what you're being told is supposed to happen. And something about that bugs you. It's also around this moment that I want to say that internally there's some negativity is the wrong word. It's too simplistic. It's just this glum feeling of reconciliation around remembering instances, not in which specifically you were insulted or called out for certain things, but more just in moments where, I guess for lack of a better term, you were reminded of where you're supposed to be, where the world tells you you're supposed to be, maybe even who.
Yeah, I think we hear kind of radio, or like, you know, TV tuned to an empty channel static. And as the camera kind of pans in on Artie, and there's kind of the reflection of one of those black spires on the surface of his eyes.
It's as you're feeling this creeping, it starts off there with that emotional raucous of times people have told you who you are, things you can recall being told that you look weird in that, or that isn't like, that doesn't make any sense for you to be talking about this thing, or to be looking at this thing, or caring about this thing. Times in your youth that shaped you into being this, the way a lot of, young boys are socialized into being very detached and aloof people, because they're taught that showing interest in things is, I don't know, somehow not a thing guys do, unless it's, I don't know, cars, sports, whatever. But it evolves from there. It stops being just that feeling. It starts becoming petty things. Little beats and instances where people made fun of you or hurt your feelings or said something shitty online that you just didn't like. All of that starts to kind of pick and play at you. You start to feel things like each of these people was saying those things, even those mean online comments, were saying them because they want me to be this, or they're saying them because I acted this way, I'm not supposed to do that. It's all blending together. Like all of these things you felt all throughout your life have happened for a certain reason, which is just everyone knows who you are better than you do.
Artie's fist clenches around the bracelet, and he stands up, backs away from the center of the room, and yells, "Leave me alone!" and throws the bracelet.
And it's as the bracelet sails out that you hear footsteps behind you.
Fire is coming down those quite long stairs, just two at a time, hopping down after having chased after Artie. Just hearing the yell, he's concerned that something's going on.
I think maybe Artie doesn't actually yell, "Leave me alone." He says that, and then he yells, and then he throws. So you just kind of hear, "Ah!"
Yes, she reaches the end of the stairs and runs over. Artie, what's going on? Why did you run off away from everyone?
We weren't getting anywhere.
Well, you could always ask us to come with you.
I don't remember doing that, though. Right?
Yeah, but I'm the one who's supposed to do stupid things like running off on their own.
It's not stupid when you do it.
So what's going on?
People were tried to tell you who to be, and you just thought, "I don't think that's me."
Yeah. I have.
Just a lot of that lately. But what if they're right? Like, what if they're what if somebody outside, someone else just sees you and knows who you're supposed to be, like the prophecies Just
That-
more bullshit people we don't know telling us how we're supposed to be.
That's a bunch of crap. They don't know you. They don't know me. Sure, there can be some fucking prophecy, but that doesn't change that we get to decide what we do. We
And why are
are.
we obsessing over it? Every time we hear something new about it, we just dig deeper. And the answers get worse and more vague every time we do.
Well,
We're not making any progress. We're just sitting here. We're just sitting here like a bunch of idiots. Drawn along.
well, coming here seems to have gotten some of our Digimon's memories. So that's not nothing. Knowing more about what happened lets us figure out what we want to do better.
I don't even think we all got the right Digimon.
Yeah?
As you say that, you do. It's like probably a camera cut here as Jellymon takes a step forward, like they want to speak up, but Renamon just hand on shoulder. And the two of them kind of remain on the stairs off to the side, letting the two of you converse.
Then why do you say that?
No. Just maybe just not all of us are compatible the right way.
But I've seen you having fun and playing around with Jellymon.
Who says I'm talking about Jellymon?
Then
Who says I'm talking about Jellymon?
Then what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Do y'all mind if I threw a small thing in here so we can get our other friends in just a bit? Because I like where this scene is developing. Don't worry, we're going to come back to this, trust me. But you two are having this discussion, and don't get me wrong, there's definitely still more space for y'all to discuss this more. But you swear you're hearing footsteps? The pattern sounds like 3, like 2 feet and something else. And as you look off to a side from some other long hallway down this corridor, there looks to be, well, it looks kind of just like a big walking mound of hay or fur or hair. 2 feet shuffle beneath it. It's got an arm out to one side and a large walking stick. Just. And it's slowly, quietly, shuffling down the hallway in your direction.
And Artie will grab Digivice and be like, "Bloodoo."
And I think it's as you pull up your Digivice and we get this really cool camera scene of you pull up the Digivice and you turn on the screen, the camera flashes of you showing your screen, and then we cut, I imagine, to someone else's Digivice, to the rest of our camp group who are hanging out and preparing for the night. So let's go ahead and check in with those 3. Isabella, Scarlett, and Kian, you 3 remained in we're going to call it the portrait room for now, and decided to, figure things out. let's tap in with 3 of you right now. It's later in the evening now. It's not been too long since Artie and Fire and their partners stepped off, but it's quiet now. Maybe a bit too quiet, but maybe just quiet enough given the giant monster you just fought.
Guys, I think I might have an idea.
What's that?
Scarlet looks up from her cards, and and then the last episode, she put out her playing cards, was trying to read them. Well, for data, right? Like here, all this place is data, and well, I mean, we can read data. We can read the Digimon's data with our Digivices. So why couldn't a Digimon, maybe this thing on this wall, why couldn't they, maybe they just read time. So maybe because everything here is data, which means time would be data, which means they could just read time. So I mean maybe that's how they built this a long time ago. Gets to have us on it, and maybe it's not so much the prophecy as just the data on a hard drive.
That. So it's like statistics. I don't know, like looking at trends and predicting what's gonna happen because of that.
Maybe I was thinking maybe it's more like if you have a game that you really like to play, and then you play it a lot, so you know what's wrong with the game, which therefore that means you can predict the future patches.
Huh.
Or maybe someone who was a game developer, and they have direct access to the source code, so then they can go in and make alterations to it.
Are you asking us to become game developers?
No, I'm saying that the people who built this temple might have been game developers for the digital world, for this place that we're in.
Did we get sucked into a game? My mom likes Tron, so she made me watch it when I was really young.
I mean,
I'm still really young. I mean, what? I don't know,
Old save files that we're supposed to be going into? Is this we have the wrong thing plugged in, and we just need to unplug it and plug in the other one? You know, where you blow on it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Artie takes care of all the video game stuff. I just hold the controller and sometimes play. I don't know.
I mean, when Artie gets back, we can ask him. But yeah, no, maybe
We just in a different save file.
reset
At this point, I'm going to look at Doraemon and I'm going to be trying to carry Doraemon and go, what do you think? Doraemon, what do you think? Doraemon is really quiet right now.
Sorry, I was thinking a little bit. This is more. I had to think about how to respond to this one in the right way without giving away too much, because y'all are so close to kind of figuring things out, and I don't want to lead y'all in the wrong direction, but I also don't want to just give it to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Foxy, you could give it to us and we would still go in the wrong direction, so I just want to give you that level of confidence in me as a player.
I got it. No, I got it. I know
the faces I'm making are both Isabella and my own faces right now.
I got it. I got it. I know what to do here. I know what to do here. I know how to make this happen. Okay. Doraemon doesn't answer at first because Doraemon has been digging around in Kian's back pocket. Primarily. He picks his head and nose up and just goes, "This is making noise." And in his mouth, he has your phone.
My phone?
your phone.
That doesn't work. My phone, that current.
Yeah, about that.
Oh.
You,
Going to look at that phone that is not working.
it's, so here's the thing, for those the three of you who are sitting here, as I'm sure you're all probably wondering why Kian's phone is going off when none of you had functioning phones. All of you have signal right now. It's not much. 2 bars. Won't last, probably. But you have it. Date, there's a couple things you notice. I'll tell you these 2 things. 1, date and time, not functioning. Whenever you look at like date and time on your phone, it's just nonsense symbols. You have no idea what day or time it is. Now, again, you've all been here for several days, maybe up to a week or 2 at this point, which is why the second thing is very strange for any of you looking at your phones of the group here. None of you have any messages from your parents or friends or bosses or anybody.
My
The
check.
exception. So go ahead.
I check my Digivice.
Nothing.
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 Okay.
Nothing from friends, family. Nothing.
Okay.
It's like you haven't been gone for 2 weeks and everyone's like not suddenly freaking out and looking for you.
Is that message I sent on my Digivice, is that still showing as sent?
Looks like it has. Doesn't have a
Okay.
timestamp or a time code, but does say it's sent.
Okay.
Kian, you notice you in fact do have a good batch of messages on your phone, but that's because you always do. That's because no matter what time of day it is, where you are, or what's happening, someone in your family needs something. Whether it's a younger family member to be watched, or food to be made, or something to be gotten from the store, or the internet to be fixed, or the TV to be changed on the channel, everyone always needs something from you.
That is true. I open the phone and read through the messages. Just
It's
to see
honestly... Sorry, go ahead.
to see if there's just somebody looking for me.
No, I mean, not in like a, oh my God, you've been gone for 2 weeks way, but in like a, hey, I asked you to grab me a snack from the kitchen 20 minutes ago and you haven't done that yet. What's going on? Kind of thing. And you have a good number of those people being like, hey, the internet went out. Hey, did you fix it? Hey, Kian, are you asleep? What the? I'm going to come up there if you don't like, just stuff like that.
I'm gonna
But-
try to text back.
Sure. Who are you texting?
Snack. Who wanted the snack?
Who wanted the snack in your family, you think?
Probably my older cousin who lives with us wants a snack that I keep in my room because he keeps stealing it and he wants a snack. And I reply to him and I say, go get your own snack. Don't come into my room.
It takes a bit, but almost immediately after pressing send, you start seeing the typing bubbles pop up on your screen, implying a response. It is a very dramatic 3-line, fine.
Cool. Hey guys, I can send messages and it doesn't feel like we've been gone for 2 weeks. Because I'm pretty sure people would have said, hey
Wait.
Kian, we haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
On your phone? Phone?
Yeah.
I get getting out my phone. Scarlett's about to call her dad, but before she does, she's also gonna go to settings, location settings, push GPS coordinates to her dad, and then call.
Not gonna call David.
So, here's the question I'm going to ask. Do you get a good look at the message you send with GPS coordinates before you call, or do you just send it and then call?
I'll take a look. I thought I didn't have any messages, actually.
So, you send. It sends a message out. And it looks like at first it's like, yeah, here's a set of GPS coordinates. Of course, the symbols don't make any sense, much like with date and time. But it goes through.
Okay.
What that looks like on their end, you have no idea. And then you call.
Mm-hmm.
It rings. It rings. It rings. It doesn't ring. Scarlet, where Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't. Did you get a weird text message?
Did I get a... I'm sorry, it's... Scarlet? I can't... And you can tell that it's shaking, the signal constantly going in and out. And he just says, this message, this location, you can fade out again, fades back in, makes no sense.
Does it mean I am in some place called the digital world? We have these little. I have a. He's not a pet, but he's my friend. He's a bunny rabbit. He goes by Terriermon.
He's like a Pokemon.
He turns into a bigger rabbit with guns for hands. I'm very confused. The last thing I remember was being at your party on my birthday, and now it feels like I've been here for weeks. What day is it there?
At this point, as you start rambling off everything you can about what's happening, you recognize it's just kind of degrading until, as you're still going, it's going, Scarlet!
Yes.
And then the line seems to be lost. There's this weird after echo, though, as if your existence in digital space allows you to briefly transit that line between transmitted data and reality.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's clear that he's now hung up the phone, you can still hear, barely, things. There's a couple sentences. It's clear that he has some kind of conversation. But the last thing you think you hear is time. Or it's time? One of those two. And before we head off to give our players a little bit of a breather to reset, separate, and come right back in on some fun things, I have a little breakaway scene. On the other end of that conversation, in the real world, an individual, Mr. Actually, I didn't ask you. What's your father's first name? On the spot. Come on, give it to me. First name.
Alvin.
I want to say Doug.
Joshua.
Isaac it is. All right. As a chairman Isaac Goliath is holding a hand on a comm and says something and finally says, yes, I believe it's time. And lets go of the comm. On the other end of that comm, a man sits in a chair, data screens all around him. He turns and faces a wide tank filled with bright red energy, hovers his hand over a button, and says, here comes the future, and then presses that button. And with that, we're going to go and give our players just a little bit of a break. See you guys in a little. And I welcome you all back to a wonderful and incredibly character insightful episode of With the Will. Where we last left off, our party, divided and unsure, appears to be split amongst two groups. One group, consisting of Isabella, Kian, and Scarlet, rests amidst what I'm calling the portrait room, taking in more of the prophecy and trying to figure things out, when they briefly find that they are able to, at least for some time, tap into real-world connections and send out messages to people. Those signals appear to be rapidly fading, however. On the other side, we find Artie, lost in a bit of self-reflection and anger, joined by Fire, who appears to be talking them through it. And as the two talk, a figure, a large, very hairy Digimon appears to be making their way down the hall. They are, I should note, not moving fast at all, and definitely give y'all a good space to like still converse amongst yourselves if you'd like to before they fully reach there, as they haven't spoken to either of you or addressed either of you.
What's the Digivice say?
Well,
is it cool if I just read off the Digimon reference stuff?
please.
Says that they're an elder Digimon that have existed since the era in which the digital world was created. Real old Digimon. Probably just an old guy. I think we're good.
I'm just still shuffling down the hallway, just boop, boop. Again, towards you all, but not at any accelerated pace or with any intent.
I think having read off that synopsis, Artie's gonna look over at Renamon and Jellymon and just be like, anything to add? Not verbally, obviously, but just be like, look back and forth.
As the two of them are definitely still like letting you two have your space as they recognize the intensity of the conversation you two were having before the Digimon walked in, Renamon looks over and tilts her head, looking at the Digimon down the hallway. And then, in response to you, Artie just slowly shakes it back and forth. They have nothing for this.
Artie's kind of content to just let this Digimon do whatever it's gonna do.
Fire? Is that something that you share?
I guess.
Well, then, mid-conversation freeze, the two of you wait. This Digimon shuffles down the hallway, past and around the large chamber in the middle of the room, stops sort of in between the two of you, turns to face the hole in the middle, sits, places that walking stick down in their lap. Another hand that you didn't even know was under all that hair comes out, undoes the top of the cane it's walking with, which it pulls and sort of apparatus comes out at the end, and it slowly just puffs on that. Small clouds of smoke flitting up up into the roof of the chamber. It sits there, quietly inhaling from the pipe, still not having spoken to either one of you.
Is this why it's your favorite?
Nah.
Smoking's bad for you, you know.
No response.
It's like blind and deaf.
Neither. It says.
Whoa. Sorry, what'd you say, Foxy?
It just says neither. It says.
What are you doing here in this ruined temple?
It stops. What?
What are you doing here?
We're in a temple.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined.
Maybe.
Old Greymon smashed an opening in it not that long ago.
Is that what that shaking was?
Yep.
Is this like your house?
Puffs. Wrong question.
Do you live here?
I don't really like riddles.
No riddle. I made this place.
How much of this place?
Wrong question.
Did you make it by hand?
This is what I was talking about with riddles.
Why are you here?
Beats the hell out of me.
He holds his hand out towards you, Artie, the hand holding the pipe.
There's a look between the pipe and Foxfire and Jijimon and the pipe and Foxfire as Artie's hand is like slowly going out towards it.
You sure you want to take whatever the hell he's on?
I had a cigarette once.
I don't think this is the same.
I mean, what, and Artie will take the pipe and be like, what does it do?
Wrong question.
And you just give us actual answers instead of these annoying responses.
Jijimon turns. Artie, you still holding the pipe. It turns to look at you, Foxfire. And beneath all the beard and hair, you can see two eyes pop up. You don't want answers.
Okay, well, I don't want these cryptic ass responses either.
Then what do you want?
I want to know what the hell we're doing here in this digital world and what's going on with all the dark pillars.
No, you don't.
And what makes you say that?
Because I know.
And how do you
And
know?
you don't. I know because you don't know. And someone has to know.
You realize that you could tell us.
Okay. Looks over at Artie and just says, you want to be accepted for what you are. You're afraid that who you are is something that people don't like, and you think that acting like whatever this is will get people to either accept you or ignore you. Wheels around. You
Blew off!
doesn't even answer that. Wheels around. You want to be alone, but you hate being alone, so you want to be alone with people. Wheels back to the middle, not looking at either of you, holds the hand back out, asking for the pipe.
It absolutely just hands it back.
Holds it back.
Should have been called Jerkmon.
Jijimon puts a hair, puts the pipe, kind of taps it a little. Points a hand. You can see there's a hieroglyph on the wall. Big ass crater. Huge crater. Smoke rising from it in the image. Used to be a mountain.
What hit?
Is this like a meteor hit it thing?
War hit it.
Like a nuke?
Like the Digimon War way back from the
Hand comes out, pointing at you.
paintings.
Digimon fight. It's what we do. It's what we're told to do. The world fights. The world breaks. The world fixes itself. It's happened enough times.
I mean, I've seen Digimon do plenty other than fight.
Jijimon wheels around to you, and this time, along with the two eyes, you can see a wide smile into the beard. They sure can, can't they?
So why don't you just stop fighting?
Stop fighting!
Jijimon looks and points. You can see another mural. This one has that figure that was looming over all the ones you all saw. That's what he thought.
And who was he?
Millennium Mon.
What did he do?
Jijimon turns, looks back. Not what he did. What you did.
We haven't even been here that long.
Not you. You.
Really? You can't just lump all the humans together.
Jijimon just takes a puff. Digital and real. Separated. For as long as could possibly be. But everything has beacons. Everything has torches. Something shines bright enough, catches the outside's attention. And you are best at grabbing things, at making them what you want them to be.
And what is
You
that?
do it to all yourselves. Humans did what humans do, made our world theirs. But digital don't like real, and real don't like, well. He smokes again, kind of turns and spills ash out of the end of the pipe. Digital don't like byproduct, and real comes with a lot of baggage. You humans are emotional. Where do you think all that emotion goes when it spills in the digital space?
In the dark pillars?
He points a finger out at you. Digital emotion, coalesced negativity, landscape shaping, ecology destroying. That's the new war. That's the new change.
There's not only negativity, where's the rest of it?
Gigimon.
Yeah, we're internet friends.
Gigimon turns and actually gets up now. A hand comes out onto each of you. Looks at you really close, Artie, and you feel something. You see in your mind yourself and the others and their partners. And then you see those guardians, those powerful figures. They're still faded and shadowed, so you don't know them, but you know their power. And you think, if each of us is supposed to connect with these guardians, if our partners are supposed to become something stronger, what's mine supposed to look like? And the Jellymon you see in your mind begins to grow and evolve. First into its second form, Tesla Jellymon, which you already know. And then you think, but more. And it evolves and grows. And the camera doesn't show what it becomes. Only you see it. But you hate it. So you say more. And it morphs again, bigger. The camera still doesn't show what you see. But you hate it more. So you ask for more, and more, and more. How much more are you willing to ask? And why do you want so much more?
Artie is. I know the answer to the question of why. And it's because every time Artie looks at the next form, it's not. He keeps thinking to himself, it's not going to be strong enough. If we're going to win a war, we need to be strong. And what he sees is not what he thinks of as strong.
And what do you think of as strong, Artie?
Artie's been told that strong looks like muscular, it looks like chains, it looks like throwing bombs, it looks like tough dudes with guns. It looks like killing the part of yourself that feels deeply and inuring yourself to getting emotionally hurt. It looks like, if I can have us settle the camera on something,
Police.
It looks like a. Let me get this description right. It looks like a discarded teddy bear that you've torn apart again and again and reforged with a monster sitting at its heart.
Yeesh.
Big claws, no real emotion in its eyes, stitched back together from having fought and fought and fought. And it's not that Artie likes this, but what Artie thinks is that's strong enough to win.
And it starts winning. Shadow Digimon figures around it come up to challenge this massive figure that is both childhood love torn open and monstrous rage embedded. It rips and tears, knocking Digimon aside, tearing things open, getting stronger and stronger. And it's only as it fells the last of them that you recognize all the Digimon around it, all the things it's destroyed to make itself stronger, are all the things and people you care about. There's Fire and Renamon, and Scarlet, and Terriermon, and Kian, and Doramon, and Jellymon, and Isabella, and Lalamon, and all the friends you've made online, and the people you talk to in school. It's everyone you've ever thought about caring about. That strength, that power, it destroys everything important to you. You feel that hand tense on your shoulder. Wrong. What happens then?
I think Artie kind of looks over at Jijimon, and he's got tears in his eyes. I think the last image in that sequence of images is not like his friends being destroyed, but all of them turning their backs, and Isabella specifically, with him with what is, for the audience, Wodomonzamon behind him, Isabella turning away and walking off. And with tears in his eyes, he turns to Jijimon and says, "But if..." And his eyes cut to Foxfire for a second, and he kind of chokes on the words that he was going to say. But what if the other way makes me weak?
Digimon says, humans are good at making things what they want them to be. If you don't believe that other way is weak, then it will be as strong as you are.
And Artie kind of wipes out his eyes and he starts running down the stairs and then turns back. How do I get to the bottom of that hole?
Digimon tilts his head and just says, depends what you're looking for down there.
Something I don't want to let go of.
Then don't go down. Pull up. Digimon steps forward, down the stairs, towards the hole at the bottom of this place. When you lose something within yourself, you do not go down looking for it. You pull up and bring it back to the light.
Now, that's great if it's a thing inside of me, but I threw something into this hole.
You holding your hand out, Artie?
Yes.
It's in your hand.
And as I imagine that what happens is Jijimon has like held Artie's hand for a second and then closed it. And then after Jujumon's hand is like away, Artie opens it and it's the bracelet. But the elastic band that's been holding it together isn't torn up anymore. And the beads look like new. And Artie kind of like holds it. And his chin tilts down and his hair kind of flomps in front of his face because it's messy and he needs a haircut. And we see him wipe at his eyes again. Stupid hair. Foxfire, do you have an extra hair tie?
And she'll just kind of like look in her pockets for a second. Pull one out. Yeah.
And Artie, I'm gonna do this in a minute, but Artie's going to pull his hair back, like goggles around the neck, pull his hair back. I'm sorry, I was being stupid before. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings if that happened.
Thanks. We all do stupid stuff sometimes.
Yeah, whatever.
Jellymon and Renamon, who are both again just sitting on the side watching, are both now smiling, looking at their partners. Jijimon turns and begins to walk away, past the two of them. Though,
Wait.
as he turns, you can hear him say, "Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What? Where are you going?
But where I'm needed."
You're needed here. We have the other murals. My friends are gonna keep bingo ball tumbling their brains upstairs.
Yeah, don't the others
Looking
get
for
any
an answer.
answers?
Jijimon stops, turns back, and just says, "You're looking for answers." He bops you on the head. "Look for yourselves, and don't run when you find it." And he turns around. "You'll see me when you need me again."
half tempted to throw something in the pits just to be like, oh, I need you. But no.
That leaves just the two of you and your partners in the scene. Anything else you want to play out here, or do you want to cut away at this point?
I think cut away at this point, and then there's at least something else Artie should do before the end of the episode.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get right back to that. So
Cool.
let's slide back on over. Just as the call ends, Kian and Isabella, you've noticed that Scarlett was just literally on her phone, apparently talking to someone or trying to. And well, again, as mentioned, you all noticed that just barely, you both have cell service, or at least some variant of it. Take it away.
God dang it! I just lost it.
All right, did you say that we also lost ours?
No, the two of yours seem to still have them just barely. It's flickering very, very, like it's not gonna last very, very long.
Maybe texting is a better idea than calling.
Yeah.
Maybe, but like you should probably, if you want to take advantage of it, I imagine you should do so now because I mean, mine's
I
gone.
mean, the person I would call is already here. I don't really want to call my parents and tell them I'm sucked into a digital universe that I don't know how to get out of.
I'm just gonna text people who are looking for me and tell them to go do it themselves. But then I am going to tell my my brother to make sure that my room is locked and to not let anyone in. Just in case they get sucked in. Maybe it's a weird portal situation where they get sucked in through my computer. And I just want to make sure they're not gonna get sucked in. Because explaining the situation won't make any sense to my Filipino family.
Makes sense.
I mean,
So yeah, you're shooting off text to the various people you'd like to check in. Most of them either don't respond, send an emoji to respond, or just like, say like a one-word response. Your brother does give you your typical like code he gives for like, I got you, don't worry about it, I won't ask questions. But it is that same kind of sibling code which says like, sure, I won't say anything and I got you, but you absolutely owe me later, and I don't mean an explanation.
100%. Well, that helped me in a way to understand that we're not really gone from the world too far. Like they're not like maybe it's like 20 minutes is 2 weeks. And we're not really losing that much time. And that's okay.
Doraemon just pipes up and just says, were there people in your box there?
Oh yeah. And then I show
They-
pictures of my friend on my family on my phone. This is my brother, this is my cousin, this is my parents, and I'm just showing that to Doraemon.
Doraemon looks and just goes, a family? Do you take care of them too?
Yeah. Sort of.
Doraemon, he says, yeah, I know what that's like.
You have family you take care of?
Sorta. There was somebody once, and I'll save you the spirit check on this. You can tell he's walking over an uncomfortable memory.
Was it? Did it go well? Did it go badly? You don't have to tell me anything. I don't want you to be uncomfortable.
He takes a second and just, after a moment, plops down and just, well, I did everything that I could. I hope they're doing okay. But you ever just never feel like you did enough?
Oh yeah, 100%, all the time. Also, my parents tell me that all the time. Anyway, are they like us? Like me and Isabella over here and Scarlett? Are they like
No, they
us?
were humans.
They're human? Cool. Dora, you're adorable. So they were like you. Where did they go?
I don't remember. It's like that other vision I had. I can see it. I can remember all of it. But it's like someone put the memory there. Or like someone swapped it out. I don't know. I just know that there were people I took care of once. And then I worry if I ever didn't take care of them right sometimes.
At this point, Kian is going to look very closely at Doromon and just sort of like turn him around to see if there's like a slot or something. Because they're taking this very seriously. Like maybe it's a digital world.
Looking for a memory slot.
Memory card or something. A slot. Let me just see if there's something there, and
What?
basically like turning Doromon around.
Where does the memory card go?
While this is happening, I pull out the Joker that Terriermon was interested in, and I compare it to the symbols on the wall. Do any of them look like the Joker type, like, chord? With like the because Terriermon was saying it looked like him. So I'm just...
If you're looking around, so Terriermon is looking at like, so you're asking if Terriermon thinks any of the pictures on the mural look kind of like him or like the Joker?
I guess both.
I guess both. He's getting a good look at things, and he's really trying to like, he even if it won't, but kind of like hops up on top of your head to like look over at the mural more. Maybe this one? And he points at one figure that it's hard to tell by silhouette, but yeah, there is this kind of almost Harlequin-esque, demeanor to one of them. It's got this slender frame with this long kind of tapering thing about its forehead, and it's clearly in some kind of, if not pirouette, some kind of spin. It's hard to call, but you could argue that maybe he's not too far off.
Okay. I think you might be right. I don't know what this means for our digital theory, though.
Digital what now?
Well...
No, yeah, you go ahead. You explain it better than I do.
Well... We were talking before, and, well, this is the digital world, like you've told us many times, and everything here is data. Your data, your data. So someone who's lived here a long time, or maybe who's even made all this stuff, they might be able to read the time.
Lost it.
Well, if everything is data, then that means that time would be data. And if you could read time, that means you would know what happens in the future before it happens. So then you could build this temple with images that are supposed to be us, without it being a prophecy. So I suppose that actually is kind of a prophecy in a way.
Terriermon fully just looks on and just like, huh. Just the most blank look on his face. Like, did not understand the assignment or do the homework. It's just, it's not there. Lalamon, however, does pipe up. There is a consideration I'm having. If we're talking about time, if time is possibly data, and she kind of, slow shuffles over to Doromon. What if that explains what's happening to you? Maybe your time data is getting mixed up?
Is there a way we can check that? And I pull out my Digivice. I was like, you might have to do it.
You pull up Digivice, and you're able to scan your partner and your friend's Digimon. And while you don't get any immediate anomalous readings, just the standard information on who they are, their type, their evolution you're aware of, and things like that, The only thing that I would say probably strikes you as worthy of note is that you can read ambient data off of your Digi device. You can sort of read signals of ambient data. Levels are raising. Not off of your Digivice, like off of your Digimon, but just ambient data levels in the area appear to be slowly building up over time.
How slowly?
Low enough for government work.
Like slow enough where it's like, oh, this might be normal, or slow slow
Like,
as
here's
in
the
like,
thing.
oh no.
Here's the thing. You can get a graph of that through your device pretty easily. Give me a time frame you're looking for, and I'll tell you.
A minute.
It's over the past minute?
Yeah.
As in, like, since you ended the call?
Yes.
A lot more rapidly.
Guys, I think my dad did something. That doesn't make any sense, but we're talking about time, and the last thing I thought I heard him say was, "It's time."
So is this like a 4-letter riddle or something like this that we're just supposed to be putting the T, the I, the M, and the E in something? We
I
keep repeating that it's time, but
I
I'm
think-
not understanding what we mean by that.
I check it again. Like, how much higher is it now?
It's still going up. Steady rate since you last checked, but that rate is clearly much higher than it was a few minutes ago or like yesterday.
And that's like ambient, as in like right around us, essentially.
All over in the area around you. Now, nothing feels weird. You don't feel like you're in pain or experiencing anything strange. Oh, this actually is worth. No, sorry, go ahead. Finish off.
Terman, how do you feel?
Fine. But he hops down. If your dad said it's time, maybe he didn't mean it's time as in the thing that's working is time. Maybe he meant it's time to do something. If something's happening.
Yes, yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Terman. This probably is exactly what he meant. Then she's,
Are we here because of your dad?
I don't know. I mean, I think something that maybe. I mean, I have no proof of this, but that's the last thing I heard him say. And now the ambient data in the area is increasing at a rapid rate, and it seems to be getting faster. And I check it again.
Yeah, it's still getting up. It's still sort of slowly scrolling itself upwards. Lalamon, who has walked back away from Keen and Doramon, is kind of looking at the rest of it. It's just like, that's interesting. And you can see like the feeler on like the top of Lalamon's sprout kind of like slowly twitch a little bit. I'm not feeling any ambient data spikes or anything malicious happening, but I can certainly feel a swimming presence in the atmosphere. It's not a thing I think I've felt before. Isabella, are you well?
Well, I think so. And I quickly go to check my pulse, check for vitals.
You feel normal overall.
I think I'm okay. Am I okay? I'm gonna like now look at myself and panic look at myself.
As you are panic looking around, Lalamon, who was trying to get you not to panic, is now realizing just, oh no, I don't want you to panic. No, please don't panic. And is now running in circles around you, trying to get you to not panic, thus panicking herself.
I'm gonna try and contact Spree to the GGS.
You know, I like that. Yeah, so let's say you are contacting Fire to check in with her and Artie, and we'll use that moment to slide back over to our friends over here and let them resolve their scene and get us back as a group of 5. So, let's slide back over and say while that was happening, you two, Fire and Artemis, I guess I threw that one early. Fire and Artie. Do it. Have conversation. Bring natural dialogue to a point of conclusion in the way humans often do in conversation. I believe we just
so we're like walking back up the steps, right?
And honestly, I was gonna say Gigimon is now fully stepped off. But
Yeah, good. Glad he stepped off.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
He did. He just. But that does now leave the two of you and your partners alone. If you want to be walking back by now, that's fine. If you'd rather still be sitting in the room, also fine.
I think Artie's probably walking back. And I feel like the conversation to be had is probably between. Okay, here's what happens. Artie stops for a second and is like, Foxfire, you go ahead. I want to talk to Jellymon for a minute.
Okay.
Renamon just kind of twitches an ear and then slowly picks up their walking pace to clearly keep up with the stepping up Foxfire. Clearly saying like, yep, got it.
I think I also owe you an apology.
For what?
It doesn't make it easier. You don't feel like I've been a jerk?
I mean, yeah, but that's kind of just you.
That's really rude.
Is it untrue? Jellymon actually turns the head the other way and, with a much more semi-serious look on her face, is it untrue?
No?
Jellymon hops and, like, while you two are walking, literally kind of like sticks themselves to the wall to the wall as kind of like swinging along the wall, kind of like keep pace, like keep eye level with you. You heard the old man. You are who you choose to be, yeah? So if it's not who you are, if it ain't true, then it ain't true. If you ain't a jerk, then don't be a jerk. Regardless, and she flaps you on top of the head. Still my Artie.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, look, if I'm crummy to you, just, like, say something.
Just me?
We'll start with just you, because that's going to be easier for me, I think. We'll do everyone else later.
You got it. Jellymon does like a kind of flip, lands on like the crook of your back, flicks at your hair a bit. This new?
Hair?
Yeah, you
No,
have a
the hair's
haircut.
always been there.
And he kind of flicks.
Stop! You're gonna pull it out. That hurts.
Sorry.
I don't really do it. People
Sorry, go ahead.
people say mean stuff at school when you do.
Jellymon leans down and just says, "Why they do that? I think it's pretty."
And Artie is about to bite back. And then just kind of chews on that. Yeah, I like it too.
Cool.
I hate getting hair in my mouth when I eat.
Jellymon does another flip, lands down, and looks up. You can tell she's trying to chewing on saying something that clearly is a lot more profound than she's capable of immediately using with her own diction. But she tries and she says, Listen, if people are... When it boils down, if you like something and you want to do it, then you should do it. Because you're a cool person, Artie. And even if you're a jerk sometimes, you're nice to me and your sister and Fire sometimes. Key and Scarlet we can work on. The point is, if you want to be something, be it. And if people at school or whatever a school is are mean to you about it, then you let me at them, all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, that's not really my name.
Nah?
Artie. It's a nickname. People call me Artemis at home.
Well,
I like it better.
when I'm Tessa Jellybon, you call me Tessa Jellybon. So if you're Artemis now, then you're Artemis. Nice to meet ya.
Artie, did you off too?
Shakes hand. If you want one of these, I bet Isabella probably has more hair ties. She's got a lot of hair. We could do one on you.
Yeah, let's find some time and ask.
Yeah. I have something I should get back to her anyway.
And I think the sort of scene we'll find ourselves drawing to a close on is the two of you walking back into the portrait room, the rest of your group ready to join you all. And because you know I just love a good cliffhanger, as you all are already as you walk in, excuse me.
Wait, can I? Sorry.
Oh, please.
If we are going to be ending for the night, we need a fucks siblings moment.
Yes, actually, you know what? I was
Sorry.
thinking that in my head about, you know what? Yes, let's play that out. So, yeah, no, this works perfectly. Isabella, as you're hanging out with Lalamon and talking over data with the rest, you look up at first, notice Fire and Renamon walk back in, and you think, like, I should speak up. Did something happen to Artie? What's going on? But before you can even say anything, Renamon, arms folded, just throws her head backwards, indicating they're behind us. They walk in, ask to be filled in, and for the sake of narration and time, we'll just say, like, you all filled in Fire and Renamon on your running theories around what might be happening, and the cell service thing, and the other stuff.
Yeah.
When, finally, you'll notice your last two friends walk in.
Hey, Belle, can I talk to you for a minute? Like,
Yes.
cool. And they go out and like just outside the room. So they're at the top of that big staircase square room from earlier. And Artie kind of rocks on the balls of his feet for a second, and then pulls the bracelet out of his pocket and tries to hand it off to Isabella.
But that one's not mine. That one's yours, remember?
I don't think you remembered.
Yeah, mine sits on my desk at home. It's right by the small cactus that Mom thought would be a fun gift from Target.
It's just... And we get the flashback of, like, Artie at school getting made fun of for the bracelet. When he's small, coming back home and throwing it at Isabella. And then sometime later, it disappears. I didn't... You made it for me and I threw it back at you. I just don't know what to do with it now.
Well, I mean, I wore it. We made it for. We made them to wear them, so I thought you could wear it if you want to right now because it's yours. I don't have mine here, though, so we wouldn't have like Power Ranger wristbands to sync up with. But when we get home, we could.
In a really practiced motion, Artie's going to like do the little like finger flower to pop it onto his wrist. Can you call me Artemis?
I mean, like family back home does? Sure. Do you want me to call you that in front of your friends as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time now, I think.
Okay. If I forget once, I'm sorry. If I forget twice, you can punch me in the elbow.
You're
right
good.
in the funny bone.
You're good. I just... You're always gonna... We're always gonna be tight, right?
Well, yeah, I need someone to listen to me talk about plants because no one else wants to.
Like, if things changed a lot, we'd still be cool, right?
Yeah. Unless you murdered someone. Then maybe not.
Unless it was someone who was a jerk.
Yeah, maybe then. I don't know. We can work out conditions later.
Stop listening at the door, Foxfire.
There is no door.
Shut up.
And I'm gonna lean in as Artie's like back and grab the hand that's like still facing towards me. Artemis, you know, it's cool to be who you want to be, when you want to be. And there's this, it's not necessarily an exchange of knowing, but like a sense of like, I see you in this moment, but I don't want to vocalize it with everyone around us instantly. But there's like a deeper understanding of, okay, like I feel a little bit validated in when I made the bracelet for you, I made it because I thought you would like it, and then you stopped liking it because other people told you it was wrong and bad. And that's the only time Isabel has ever felt like Artemis hasn't stood behind them. Like when they threw that bracelet back, and I was like, what? I made this for you because I love you. And I thought you would wear it because you love me too. And that's the only time she can think of where she's actually been hurt in their relationship. And now she's finally understanding like why that happened, because they did like it. And they did want to wear it. And there's that flashback that's happening for her that's like kind of changing directions on their relationship.
Yeah, in the anime version, we get the same like dialogue and everything, but it's cut from her perspective.
Yeah, like the fifth Twilight book.
The best anime, the fifth Twilight book. Sorry.
Look, I was gonna give an Isabella reference whether anyone wanted it or not.
I love it. So, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna say this transparently. As a GM, my job is to do several things. The most important of those, in my opinion, is to reward the players for doing the things that I think they do the best. And for me, that means sometimes the narrative and the reality the players bring to the table and the strength that they bring means more than what I have written out for an ending. And so here's what we're going to do. as Artemis and Isabella, the two of you, face each other, embracing and recognizing this new reality that the two of you are stepping into. One to find themselves, and the other to love in spite. Don't get me wrong, we'll come back to that. Our final scene sees you two embracing and looking at each other in happiness, in joy, in love, and then in almost twin shock as both of you look just down to see that inside those crests or those tags of yours are filled bars of color. Orange with a wide sun around it for Artie, and red with a twirling heart in the middle for Isabella. Courage and love. And I think I'm cool with just letting us ride out on that one if that's fine for y'all, huh? Sexy. In which case, let me do my thing where I end the music, give it a second to breathe, and then bring us back around. I want to thank everybody here for coming out to one more lovely episode of With the Will. I gotta say, making this show monthly makes it heart-aching and wrenching to devour and take in what's happening going forward here, but it makes it really satisfying when like you wait a whole month for this and then it comes back around and you're like, oh yes, inject that right into my veins. I won't gush about this more and more. I will say, don't worry, Isabella, you getting your crest right here does not mean you don't still have your episode to reveal your character arc. Having the crest is one thing, knowing why you have it is another. So that's little teaser for next episode for y'all. But yeah, thanks for helping us figure out our first crest episode. And let's do this real simple and simplistic. Let's go ahead and get us out of here. Please tell us, in the order that I call you out, who you are, who you played tonight, where you can be found on the internet, and what other cool things you have coming up for the month. We're gonna start with, I mean, undoubtedly, just the courage bringer themselves. You know, team goggle. I can't say goggle boy no more. That's not it. Don't work.
Goggle girl. Goggle gal.
Artemis still goggle boy for now.
Artemis goggle boy question mark. There
Goggle.
Goggles. Vermin, take it away, darling.
What's up? I'm Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter, which is, of course, Itch, Twitch, Tumblr, YouTube, and for however much longer it lasts, Twitter.
And what about on Destiny 2?
I mean, I'm not gonna give away my Destiny 2 numbers on a public call, please.
Damn.
Please. But you could find me there if you knew where to look. I played Artemis tonight, and Artemis is still going to be a shithead, but it's going to be a slightly more self-confident shithead.
Yay!
Or better or worse. You can catch me in a bunch of lovely things that are coming up all throughout the rest of this month. The next big thing is next week, Thursday. Frozen Rain is happening. That is our big mecha campaign. And it's all about robots and feelings. So, Neon Lights Roleplay is bread and butter.
We do.
Also, don't forget to check in at the end of the month for the game that I GM, which is, of course, The World Within You, our Void Symphony game. Keep an eye out for that, because this whole month-long donation thing that we're doing, we're going to turbocharge it right at the end of the month. And I haven't said anything to staff about what I would like to do, but I have plans. So, please be sure to come join us for the next episode of The World Within You.
Absolutely. Thank you, Vermin, for being with us tonight and for bringing Artemis to life. Swinging the slide on right now, let's go ahead and slide it on over to the ever incomparable Classical Glyza, who, sorry for wielding your family trauma against you. My bad. Wait for it. You find it. You'll find it.
Here we go. I'm unmuted. Hi, I'm Liza. I'm they, them. I'm a person of many hats, podcast host, a writer, variety streamer, talk show host. Currently, the newly appointed director of philanthropy on TTRPG, as well as a partner on the Gremlin Collective. Today, I played Kian, who is just goofing around with Dorumon and trying to see where the memory card is. To see all the stuff I'm in, just you can find me by just checking out bio.link/classical Glyza, or just look for @classical Glyza everywhere on the socials, everywhere you can find internet, Twitch, TikTok, Tumblr. I'm still fixing Tumblr, and Twitter for however long it lasts. One thing that I'm really looking forward to is we are also doing a charity stream on TTRPG. It's the first one that I am producing, technically. So it will be raising money for Children's Heart, Conquering CHD, I think. Yeah, that's the one. And so if you are free, if you keep just watch that, it'll be fun, and it'll be heartbreaking, and it's great tragedy because that's the best kind. But yeah, that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you once again, Glyza, for being here, for bringing Kian back to our tables to enjoy. Let's hand it over next to the without comparable. That didn't work as well as I wanted to. I'm sorry. Jay and Acres.
Hello, I am Jay and Acres. Today I played Scarlet Goliath, and you can find me on Twitter at Jay and Acres. I'm trying to be more active on there about movies and stuff. In terms of like where I'm going to be this month. Hold on. Oh, that's not too much. Okay. So no, yeah. I guess the next place I'm going to be is over on Singularity Roleplay this Friday, the 10th, for double check in. Yeah, the 10th. So this Friday on the 10th. For Whose Role Is It Anyway? It's a spin-off of kind of a riff on Whose Line Is It Anyway, the improvisational show, and that's being ran by the All-Seeing Eye, and I'm in it. JD Potts is in it, Meg Mysterio is in it, and Sir Heckalot is in it. So you should come check out all of us on Friday.
Word. It's going to be a good time. And thank you, Acres, for coming and once again bringing Scarlet to life for us tonight. We'll swing it over next to, of course, Neon Lights Roleplay channel regular Spree Uzaki. That's you.
Well, it was fun to hang out with everyone tonight. Hope everyone had a nice time. All are Digidestined, and yeah, we'll be back again next month as usual. If you want some cool deals on Ray-Bans, find my Twitter and maybe I'll get hacked again.
Never gets old. And lastly, well, of course, anything beyond Lease, as I eat Swedish fish, excuse me. Of course, we pass to the ever amazing, the ever wonderful, and the ever inspiring Corndog McGraw.
It's me, Corndog McGraw. I played Isabella Fuchs tonight. And had a lovely time. Sometimes it's nice to just sit and watch your friends play games. And sometimes get to tell stories with them. So, you can catch me telling stories tomorrow as well over on either Dat Magic Jutes or Dat Magic Jutes. There we go. Channel or Nat 20's channel. Find out tomorrow. Playing a Twilight Domain cleric who's just doing her best.
In the dragon one?
In the dragon one, the Dungeons and Dragons one that's like strictly about the dragons.
Not that many dungeons, just a lot of dragons though.
The dragon ones.
It's the dragon one.
the oddness of the Dragon Lords, right?
No,
Oh, no?
the queen.
Oh,
the
yeah. well,
Dragon Queen's whores or
they
something
both
like
have
that.
dragons in their names.
Yeah, it's lots of
Oops.
dragons. Turns out there's
out.
dragons in these dungeons.
Wow.
So yeah, gross. Okay, I'm continuing on. You can come hang out with us tomorrow night. It'll be great. Otherwise, I'm not in a whole lot right now. You can catch me on the internet at Corndog McGraw. Yep. Back to you, Foxy.
Well, glad to have you here, Corndog, to once again bring Isabella to life. I miss playing with you, friend. We should do it more often. In any case, friends, if you don't know who I am by now, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. I can be found all over the internet at Young Foxy, YUNGFOXXII. Sometimes there's an underscore in the middle. If you want to know what I'm doing, I happen to be creative director here at Neon Lights Roleplay. I make sure that all my cool, awesome friends, like these 5 ones here, can tell cool stories, make dope shit happen, and occasionally I get to make them look really cool myself because that's really fun and easy to do because they're badass. The next place you will see me on the internet is next Wednesday, where we finally see the return of Stardust Ghost, my Mechton Zeta, all BIPOC, femme, and non-binary cast, mecha action drama romance story. Because, you know, like Vermin said, mecha and romance and action and drama are Neon Lights bread and butters. It's in like 4 of our campaigns at this point, but it works for us. So come see me there running that next Wednesday. Come see me running or hanging out in Frozen Rain with them next Thursday. And in, I believe it's about 2 Wednesdays from now, maybe 3, a couple Wednesdays from now, on February 22nd. Yeah, 2 Wednesdays from now. Catches the premiere of my new campaign, By His Shadowed Peace. It's a return to the Warhammer 40k universe with an awesome cast full of people. We're going to do some real cool stuff and tell a mystery. That's really all I got right now, though, as far as things that are happening. We're going to go ahead and get you guys out of here, but before we do, as again, we are making sure that all that Black History Month love gets spread and shouted out, I have a necessary shout out. This person is so cool that they not only got mentioned once on our list, but twice, in fact. If you have not heard of Siren's Song, it is a weekly sponsored all-black Monster of the Week campaign held on the Friends Who Roll Dice channel. All the players, producer, and the artists who do every commission piece for the work are all black. They put in so much fucking work. I've been catching some of their VODs in the background. I kind of get caught up on it. And the cast has incredible chemistry. They laugh and tell jokes in a way that flows so well into the things that they're doing and easily creates like really, really fun dynamics. Again, they are so intense that not 1, but 2 separate people with no prompting listed these people to be shouted out on our channel. So if you have not already checked out Siren's Song, there is a Twitter link I'm going to provide in the chat. Check them out over on Friends Who Roll Dice. Give them some love. Tell them Neon Lights sent you and that they're incredible. You guys are awesome. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and set up a raid for the evening and let you guys get on out of here. It's been an awesome evening. I love this game. Love the people who tell it with me. And love you all in chat for hanging out. See you guys in exactly 4 weeks as we return to the digital world. Have a wonderful night, darlings. Bye. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Just move over to raise.